just let me go back a moment in history and to remind us all that this country was founded based on water. And 90% of the population lives within 100 to 300 miles of navigable water. And when the country first started, there was no roads between Boston and Philadelphia, for instance. There were only shipping lanes. So all American Feeder Line is going to do is to recreate the coastal container network on a hub and spoke system that we find in every other trading nation in the world today. That includes Asia, that includes Europe, that includes Africa, that includes South America. And what we will do is simply recreate and copy what is in existence today.
What kind of ships do you propose to use?
We will use a German-designed feeder ship, which will have approximately 1,300 TEUs. Her service speed will be 15.5 knots. She'll draw approximately 15 feet of water. We plan to call between 10 and 18 ports. All of the ports today exist. They do not need any infrastructure for us to be able to service those ports, nor do they need any additional equipment for us to operate. The coast, we were awarded the government's, we were one of 8 companies that were awarded the government's Marine Highway Project designation under the RFP that was put out by the DOT this summer. And I think for the first time in a long time, people are starting to recognize the need to use the Marine Highway, which is free and takes little or nothing to maintain.
How many ships of 1,300 TU do you plan?
10.
10
At
ships.
the outset. We believe that the fleet probably will, long after my lifetime is over, will probably max out at approximately 150.
And these will be built in the United States?
100% Jones Act compliant ships, 100% built here with American labor. They will be crewed 100% with American crews.
What kind of freight are you targeting with this service?
We believe that there's an overall universe of freight of approximately 100 million units in the United States that's on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast. That includes the international volumes, which are about 20 million, and then there's about 80 million units of I-95, I-10 corridor cargoes that are transported every year on the roads or on the rails. Even at capacity, we could only actually probably reasonably be able to offload about 1% of that at the outset. So we have a huge target base of cargoes that we can draw from, and we can just take a very small volume of it. There are 3 basic types of cargoes that would be at the outset that we would be trying to access. Reefers, clearly in the world, reefers, the long leg of the journey always is by water. Heavy cargoes, which are heavy loaded containers where you get full capacity of the container, not partial capacity. And then what is referred to as dangerous cargoes, which are resins and some of the other materials that go into containers today, which are by world standards considered dangerous. Whether they are or not is an issue for debate.
At what stage are you in the financing of the project?
We've put in our money. We are now talking to banks, and we are talking to different funds, some of them in the green sector, some of them in the transportation sector, some of them in the private equity sector, or all of the above. And we're talking to companies about investing with us. We're talking to logistics companies. We're talking to truckers. And it's like anything else. You start, and it's hard.
How much do you expect to require to get this project off the ground?
The total project is a cost based on the yard prices of about $750 million. We expect that approximately $250 million of equity will be required, which will go to not only fund the initial operations of the company, but also the equity of the ships.
And when do you expect to be able to begin operations?
We hope to be able to start cutting steel in June, and it would take approximately 2 years to build these ships, one of these ships, and then they come in sequence every 3 months, so approximately 2 years, mid to end of 13, with the idea that when the Panama Canal is opened and the big ships do start arriving, because they are going to be a certainty, it's not a question mark anymore, it's a certainty, that we would dovetail our operations with the arrival of those bigger units.
How long do you expect it would take before you become profitable?
Day one. As soon as the boat's in the water, we expect to be profitable.